It is 900 AD, about the time the Chinese invented gunpowder, and 100 years before Leif Erikson first visited America. A seed bursts open, its tender shoot reaches for the light. The beginning of an Alaska yellow cedar tree, a graceful, flowing evergreen with weeping branches. It lives more than 1,000 years and grows to more than 100 feet tall. Even after death, it can remain upright for hundreds of years. The Alaska yellow cedar, the birthplace of our healing Odyssey. Soon after the turn of the 20th century, cedar trees are cut in Alaska and carried by train to Northern California. The logs become underwater caissons for docks at Port Chicago, a naval weapons depot, 40 miles northeast of San Francisco. Near the end of World War II, the war in the Pacific escalates. The docks are used to load munitions day and night to support the American effort. On the night of July 17, 1944, huge explosions rock Port Chicago. A blinding flash fills the sky. A massive orange mushroom cloud rises and lingers. 320 men are killed instantly. 390 others are injured. A hole 27 feet deep, 300 feet wide, and 600 feet long blows out of the muddy delta bottom. The 5-kiloton blast causes a 3.5 magnitude earthquake to register in Boulder City, Nevada. 14 California counties suffer damages. In the mid-1990s, 10 yellow cedar logs from the original caissons were dredged and salvaged from the Suisun Bay. A coalition of spiritual environmental people purchased the logs for continuing the age-old tradition of carving spiritual totems. Through the kindness of John and Karen Larson, Monterey County's youth job training program was gifted a log to provide an opportunity for underprivileged youth to be trained in the creation of this unique, worldwide ancient art form.
And you gotta let the tree talk to you, and you gotta listen to it, and you gotta feel it. And then, like after that, you know what I'm saying, you get the appreciation of the tree and the work we did. And then you really know what the project is about after that.
What we're asking people to do in planning their programs and their experiences for youth is to think out of the box, to be creative, to be innovative, to look at the people in the community, the experiences and talents that they have, and challenge them to do something special that will embed a sense of knowledge and creativity in the youth that are engaged in these projects.
It's a very innovative project. It's not simply teaching someone the ABCs, it's teaching them how to use their heart as well as their hands in being creative. And it embraces the honesty and integrity of each person who's ever been a part of an icon of history or a symbol of spirituality or a commitment to personkind and mankind. We all have a new appreciation for the phrase, "I love New York." A part of our heart is there, and so this symbolizes that, and I'm just proud to be associated with it.
When September 11th happened, we felt traumatized and also isolated from the rest of the country. And within days, a son of the Bronx called us from the West Coast to offer us this great gift.
Our project began as a sculpture training program for youth. As this unfolded, however, everybody who touched the project experienced a deeper meaning to their actions. We began a journey that far exceeded our original intention.
This log had a destiny. It was going to be wood chips at one point in time, and now we really believe that this log has fulfilled its true destiny, which is to become this beautiful sacred healing pole.
To see a tree that's this old and then to be able to carve it and then to be able to raise it and to be able to visit it the rest of your life, plus it'll be around probably another 500 years, it's a statement that goes on beyond us, and you can't measure it in our time period. We're talking about a 7-generation pole here that is a symbol that's going on long after we've gone.
We kind of had to bring it back to life. So Shane was telling us, you guys might think you're just here to carve because it's your job. He said it's not just gonna have pictures and look nice and everything. He said it's gonna be a living organism again, because trees never really die. They just kind of fade out. So he said, instead of having this tree fade out, we're gonna bring it back to life.
And with the chainsaw, he carves into it this incredible, complicated DNA helix, and it is metaphorical for the complexity of ourselves as individuals and each of the youth participants that took part in the carving of this very sacred pole.
I think the pole might help heal like everything that's been going on in the past, because it kind of shows a sense of everyone working together.
The healing power from this pole started out with the group that was working on it, because they became just a family and a team and did this work together.
Because we wanted to be a healing project, we got a whole bunch of different people from different cultures, but we all worked together, because it was never really no problem on the job. Everybody just got along and we all liked it.
Our whole notion of reality is shaped by our perceptions. It's like if I put on a pair of glasses, that's how I see the world. I see them through those lenses. And in many respects, what this program is trying to do is to change the lenses that people see things through. The lenses of those teenagers who worked on the totem were changed. They now see differently than they used to see before. And that's extremely powerful. That's what education is supposed to be all about, is changing your perceptions of reality.
When I touched the tree, or when I started to look at it, it started changing to me, and then it just came alive before we were finished, it came alive.
After the 7 weeks go on, these kids, the pole starts shaping and molding into this beautiful piece of art. And the energy from the pole started going back into the kids. As the kids were molding and shaping the pole was actually molding and shaping the kids.
I've seen the impact that a program like this has on our young people. And if we could just allow these young folks to use their energies in this constructive way, this is not only helping them right now to recognize that a program cares about them, but that we want them to learn from that experience of seeing a final product, whether it's a mural, whether it's a sculpture, that they help mold something beautiful.
I didn't know it was going to come out the way it came out. It's really beautiful, though. It is really beautiful. It was just a chunk of wood. Now it's just art. It's more than art. It's like, it's me. It's a part of us. It's us on there.
What you were building in this project, in this youth, is look what we can do. I hear expressed by these young people, I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know that I was an artist. I didn't know that I could sculpt. I didn't know how to use these tools. I didn't know how. But what's really going on isn't just that. There's a sense of, I can do it, I can cause it, I can make it happen. You're expanding not only what this will do for me, but what will it do for others? What can we inspire in others? What can we do so that it will be an example for others?
I think that's the beauty of programs like this, and I think we need to be able to provide all young people that opportunity. Otherwise, we end up with what happened in my family, with my older brothers and sisters that unfortunately turned their anger into turning into drugs, turning into alcohol, and ending up in the prison system. And so whatever we can do to help our kids to use as prevention and to use them, frankly, to make better human beings of each other.
As you start carving, you know, you get a deeper appreciation for the wood, the tools, whatever you're carving, the people around you, and then yourself.
I never really done this type of work before, and like as I really start doing it and knowing how to use the different types of tools and stuff, like I start asking Shane, how do you get a job like this? I was very, very interested in it, and you could get paid for doing something that you like and have fun doing.
Every time you carve into the tree, it's like turning back a page of time, so you could kind of like get the feel of what it was like. Because like when I was carving on the tree, because it has a smell to it, it's just the smell you don't smell every day, so it stands out to you. And every time you go into the tree or you scrape off a piece of the tree or you smooth out a part, it's like magic, because you're like going back in time.
It freed the spirit in the core of that log, and as the youth were working on it, for each of them and each of their images, there was a part of themselves that was being freed at the same time, and it's evident in their artwork that will live on for another 1,500 years.
Whatever you put into the tree, it comes back out, but it comes out more and better, because you gotta draw, you gotta make the model, and you gotta research it and somehow make them fit together. We went to aquarium, we went to Point Lobos, we went to Toro Park with the Girl Scouts, and we showed them the basic fundamentals about carving, and they really liked it.
I think that with these two groups coming together, that it represents peace, and I think that's really good, and it's understanding of having these older kids here and talking to the younger ones about bringing peace to our community.
Symbolism is extremely powerful. And most of us, of what we learn vicariously. We learn by observing it in others. So by gifting and by sharing, we can influence many, many people who just hear about it, who just read about it, who just see it.
I think we can teach our youth about the value of giving, whether they come from a well-to-do family or one in poverty, that giving is the essential thing that we need to do to make our communities whole, to make them feel good about one another, to really get to know one another.
It really is the heart and the energy of the spirit of the people working on these logs. What a marvelous symbol this is of healing and what we can all do together.
So this carving is symbolic of something that's loved, appreciated, and will stand as a totem, a reminder that the kids here who carved this gave it a lot of love and want to pass that on to generations to come.
Standing by this pole, I can feel the strength that all of the youth entwined into the carving, and I know that this pole has the strength to bear many dreams from the community as they come up to be with the pole. I know that it'll fill up with dreams, just like it'll fill up the community with hope.
I think one of the things that's most powerful for me about this healing pole is that the young hands that took the time to work on this log are the same hands that are going to be building buildings in the future, that are going to be running businesses, that are going to be perhaps even a president one day. This program has the opportunity to teach youth how to dream, and that the possibilities that can exist with effort, hard work, but never doing it alone. And the power of the teamwork in creating this is something that I think will live with these youth for a very, very long time, and with us as a nation.
It is our honor today to gift this work of art to all those who have suffered as a result of the September 11th tragedy. From all of us in California, who wish and pray that the healing will somehow begin.
The fact that kids from different cultures, from an entirely different state, created this totem with animal motifs to give to us as a gift was a perfect tribute.
I really think that the totem represents a lot more than just a beautiful experience and a beautiful thing to look at. I mean, the totem really represents our country coming together. What more poignant way to say that we are one nation than to have a totem that has been done by the children of the West Coast and given really as a gift to the children of the East Coast.
It's like a circle of healing. And everybody's from different areas. People out of town might, see it from far away and want to go see what it was or what it's doing. And then, the healing will start and then it'll keep spreading, so it won't stop. It's going to spread it around the world, so it's gonna be like universal healing.
I wish that there's many more poles like it that are going to be made later on in this life, you know what I'm saying? More of these poles will be made, hopefully, do a lot more healing.
Well, we call it a healing pole because that's what we made it for, to heal people. It's like a foundation of peace in a part of the land that there's not really enough peace. If kids can do this and come together on a project like this and so forth, and why can't grown-ups do it?
You have kids from real tough neighborhoods, but somehow we can appreciate their humanity and what they've done to convey that with this beautiful piece of art. And I think if anything, that's why art is the thing that can help us get our emotions out and bring us together. So I want to thank those young artists that are doing this, because it helps me also to be able to deal with this and to say, to the New York residents, we feel for you and we pray that we can, get through this. But this young people, I think hopefully will be the generation that can teach the rest of humanity why this tragedy shouldn't occur.
I feel like I achieved something, this is something I can come back and show family members and everything, so it's something I can be really proud of,
When I'm gone, my family will have the treasure that I helped create, just like everyone else's family who was involved with the project and everyone who wasn't involved with the project, because this is like a treasure for everyone, so.
When we think of the tragedies that face us in this world, where we have so much animosity sometimes, so much hatred, so much violence, one can only hope that the good energy and the spirit that will be embedded in these youth will override such negativity, that these youth will be the examples that can lead the world to a new era.
One tree is like a whole earth, and so that's what that tree is to me. Like, I mean, it taught me a deeper appreciation for things I see, and it changes how I look at everything now, like, because it doesn't just seem like everything else is just here to be here now. It's here for a reason, and it all fits together now, like, perfectly.
As this tree has been reborn into a new, vibrant life, so must we as a people come to terms with our past and regenerate ourselves in peace and hope, with love and respect for all living things.